Drugs can and will kill, because drugs can kill. And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Renaissance Men podcast, where two or more Renaissance men get together and just talk about all of the things that they're learning and doing and things that they're specializing in but not really specializing, and just being all around great, awesome, insightful, well-informed young men.
Personally, if if I don't succeed at something right away, I just give up. I mean, there's no point in trying.
Well, yeah, I mean, you pick one thing that you're like, oh, this is really cool. I'm going to get super good at it because these guys who are good at it look really cool. And then you try it and you suck dick at it. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go do this other cool thing. But you can also, but then from that point on, you can claim that, like, you've done whatever that other thing was at least one time.
Oh yeah, I can play guitar, and it's like all you know is like the intro to one and just super basic stuff. That wasn't a dig. I was a dig at myself as well.
No, but that's exactly how I tried to learn guitar in the past. Was like, oh, I'll just learn these songs. These songs would be great. Oh man, if I could shred. And then, like, I never really practiced scales or anything, so
it's for losers. Who needs to learn music theory?
Yeah.
That can never come in handy as a musical artist of any kind.
No. But because we have both touched guitars in our lifetime, we can say that we're both guitarists. And, you know, I've dabbled in calligraphy. I could say I'm a calligrapher. I've watched a couple YouTube videos on, like, painting Warhammer 40K figures, and so I can say that I'm like an expert figure painter.
I read one book by a Russian author, and that makes me an expert on Russian literature.
Correct. That's right. We're Renaissance men, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Elliot. This is Skylar. We're here, and we're just gonna fucking talk about whatever. I don't know. That was my intro this week, was to say that we're very talented and we have a lot of facets to our characters other than being misinformed and
spreading misinformation.
Spreading misinformation, stealing other comedy bits and saying them as our own, and stealing titles.
We're the Carlos Mencia of the podcast world.
That's right. If you're a big fan of Carlos Mencia, you might be a big fan of this show too. There's probably some overlap there. Good old Mind of Mencia. We actually wrote on Mind of Mencia, and
we were ghostwriters. That's why it was so good.
Uncredited.
We also did a little work for Dane Cook back in the day. That super finger thing. I mean, you think he thought that up on his own? Come on. That took a full fucking team of people just going at it. Imagine a whiteboard in a room and it's just filled, and like, we need an idea for his new comedy special. I mean, what's it gonna be? And then, like, you were sitting there and you had your two middle fingers, like, on your forehead, and I was like, that's it. That's it. It's like it's like saying fuck you twice.
Yeah, that room was frantic, dude. We were all running around, heavily smoking cigarettes and slapping, like, magazine pictures onto the wall, because it was, the early 2000s. We were still living in the 90s at that point, and making just, like, sort of what would become vision boards, but they were, like, our ideas for comedy boards, and there would be pictures of, like, I don't know, a Mustang with, like, the parrot on the side, and the writing scrawling on the whiteboard that's like pirate joke ? And
cross that out. It's the 2000s. We use ninjas now.
These ninjas. That's right. Yep. That was a big section of that room. Anyway, we invented comedy, you guys, and
$3.5 million each for that idea is what we got paid out.
Yeah. Why do you think we're just podcasting now? Because it's fun.
We're living off Superfinger money. The residuals, don't even get me started. Dane Cook is a household name.
That is correct. He certainly is. I know he influenced my middle school sense of humor way back in the day.
Yes, that's about right. Yeah, God, I laughed so fucking hard at his shit.
Yeah.
But going back later, it's I mean, he has tons of fans and stuff. We don't. I mean, we have a handful of very dedicated fans that we one-on-one with often on our Discord.
True. But
I'm not saying I could write better jokes than Dane Cook. I'm not saying that.
What I'm saying is, does Dane Cook have almost 50 hours of podcasting under his belt? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know maybe. Career, honestly. Yeah.
I know, his brother was his accountant or something, and he fucked him out of a bunch of money. So, Dane Cook doesn't make any, all his popularity, that bubble that he had, in our middle school era. I don't think he gets any money from that.
Oh, man. That's fucked up, dude. You do that to your own brother? Your own brother?
I don't know the specifics. It was just something I read once, but...
Oh.
It was I was like, what Dane Cook's up to, He's... I got a good chuckle out of him when I was, 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's... we shouldn't just make this about shitting on Dane Cook.
We're not... I mean, I legitimately respect that he did his best, and he's doing his best in the comedic world. He's obviously been way more successful.
I mean, Waiting was pretty good.
Waiting was good. Employee of the Month was okay.
His very short-lived film career.
Yeah. Good Luck, Chuck. That was a pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's
good
right. Yeah,
movie.
yeah. Superfinger, the comedy special.
Yeah. Right. The other one that I saw, a bunch of, I want to say Vicious Circle. It's probably, Vicious
I think that's
Circle.
right, yeah. His stuff got played on Comedy Central a lot, and it would always be like that, or Grandma's Boy occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Was he in that?
No. That was just another one that I saw through Comedy
Central.
Oh,
was that one of his specials?
What, Grandma's Boy?
Yeah.
No, the movie.
No, never mind. You're just talking about fucking cable.
Yeah, I was talking about comedy. Yeah. Segway.
Yeah, no, cable. Yeah, on cable television.
What's up with that?
Right.
What's up with that?
Yeah, I didn't. I always had just regular, not cable for a long time. But when I lived in Texas for that almost year. We had to get DirecTV because it was the only thing that would reach in the outskirts of the small town in Texas that we lived in, and I think that's where I saw the Dane Cook thing. I was like, whoa, DirecTV! There's all these channels and you can pick between them, and there's a menu that tells you what's on TV. What the fuck? Blew my mind, dude. Shout out to DirecTV.
Yeah. Friend of the show, DirecTV.
Mm-hmm.
Cox Media Group, whatever umbrella they fall under of the 3 companies that control the media.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Cox.
Disney,
it's something else. It's some weird one.
Oh.
It's how Viacom, they own all the Nickelodeon and a whole bunch of other shit. MTV, I think.
Yeah. Viacom. How else are you gonna communicate? I mean, what is that short for? Via communication? I'm gonna.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Stupid. Well, how else am I gonna watch SpongeBob?
Yeah.
By not communicating with the television? Fucking bullshit.
How else am I gonna keep up with those Kardashians?
Exactly.
Was that MTV? I feel like that was MTV. That might not have been MTV.
Probably. I'm not too sure. I honestly have never seen an episode of the...
You've never kept up with the Kardashians?
Shit. No, I did not keep up with them at all. But it was like they were so big in the fucking media that you can't help but hear about them. Like they're like in the news, like it's national news that somebody is doing something with their own personal business and recognition and whatever. Like, it's insane. It's fucking ridiculous. But
I like to think that that leaked video of whatever Kim Kardashian and who is it, Ray J, the porn video. I've seen it. It's not very good. It's like they're like they're aware they're taping it. It's like I'm Kim Kardashian. I'm Kim Kardashian. He's like, I'm Ray J. I'm Ray J. Like, they make you know who it is. And I feel like somebody, like their PR whatever person, like leaked it, quote unquote, onto the internet, and then like, you know, they exploded after that. I mean, it doesn't matter what their father. Well, I guess. Yeah. The father is a woman now.
Correct.
And I forget what was the big case he was involved with. I can't. Was it OJ? No.
Oh man.
Was it Rodney King?
Maybe Rodney King.
I don't know, but that was like where their fame started. But then it waned, and then it was like as it was waning, they released the Kim Kardashian sex tape. Boom.
Yeah.
Now they're in the media again. They get their own fucking show for like 10 plus years.
Dude, it's going on like 20 years now.
Oh, really?
I heard, I heard conspiracy theories, conspiracy talk, or maybe it's confirmed true. I don't know. I don't pay attention, but I heard that the original sex tape was like one of 3 that they did, and that was like the best one or whatever, and that like her mom was the like mastermind behind filming it and releasing it and being like, okay, this is how you're gonna get your fucking fame, and let me approve this sex tape and make sure that it's the most eyeball attention seeking thing that you can see or whatever. It's real fucking creepy and gross to think that like her mom was, you know, like giving the okay on what went on in the sex tape that she filmed.
I mean, she got
crazy,
a taste of the limelight for a while, and like I said, it was that fame was waning.
Yeah.
So why not have your daughter do a sex tape with a, at the time, semi-famous rapper? I don't know who Ray J is. But
I don't either.
I've seen the tape. I know it just isn't good. Like,
it's, I mean,
it doesn't even
real
low
low
it doesn't
quality.
even seem like an amateur. Like if they played it off as like an amateur porno, you know, where it's just 2 people having sex. No, they try to play it off as like it's being produced and directed, and you know, there's different camera shots and whatever, but
fucking green screen and like special effects artists.
I mean, if that's not the
in.
case, you know, it's like it sucks. You know, it's like the whole the fappening when that happened. I mean, that sucked.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that does suck.
To have your good job, Apple.
Yep, yeah, that was like one of the back when I didn't really trust Apple. Now I still don't trust them, but I trust them a little bit more than I trust like Google. You know what I mean?
Alphabet.
So yeah, that was back then when I was like, haha, Apple can't be trusted. I'm correct in my purchase of this Android phone. Look at me in my high tower on Android Hill that's looking down on all the peasants who've had their nudes leaked. But then it's like, oh, well, Android Hill is actually just like a satellite that's covered in a little bit of dirt that is tapping into all of your information anyway.
You've traded the tower for a walled garden, is what like the transition from Google to Apple is like. It's you know,
the walled garden analogy, beautiful. Yeah.
They want to keep you in there. I mean, Google does too, but I have to admit, I mean, I haven't done the Apple to Google, you know, transferring. of everything.
Like going back to it.
But I can say going from Google to Apple was pretty easy. I mean,
yeah,
it was. I mean, just very easy. So I guess that's a plus. If you're ever thinking about switching to Apple from an Android device, it's simple as fuck.
It honestly is. It's not too bad.
But I don't know how that'd be with Apple, especially since, like, you know, if you sign up for whatever something, they'll like be like, hey, we'll recommend you a password, and it's super easy. We'll tie it to your Face ID too, so all you have to do when you're signing into your bank account is just look at your phone.
That's correct. Yep.
It's nice, right?
It's really handy. I fucking love it.
Now, someone takes your phone, puts a gun to your head, and tells you to unlock your bank account.
That's really, it just added an extra step in robbing somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm using a random, if you're doing the proper thing with your password and having them be a random string of letters, numbers, and symbols, you're not going to remember that off the top of your head, so I guess you're going to get shot anyway. I mean... Yeah.
It's really just like, you know, do you want to die penniless, or do you want to die where not even your family...
I mean, I think Apple fanboys, they'd rather fucking die or die with their fucking cash in their account.
Yeah.
I want people to know I have an iPhone. I try to make sure they see those cameras. They know. Like, I'll just pull it out all nonchalantly with, and just be like, and just hold it up, and I'll just look at my lock screen, but I just want to show the peasants that, you know, I have money. I come from wealth.
Mm-hmm,
wealth that I made off of the back of Dane Cook in the 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, I did see when you got your phone that you custom ordered instead of the Apple logo, it's the Super Finger logo on the back.
Those residuals pay out, baby.
Yeah,
Dane's not getting any of them, but I sure as hell am.
You heard it here first, folks. We've been defrauding comedians for years, and that's what we're continuing to do on this Renaissance Man podcast. The number one best podcast for people who have a lot of interests, a lot of different paths that they're trying to go down in their life at the same time.
I think the thing I'm most proud of in my time scamming comedians was introducing Larry the Cable Guy to Owen Wilson. Ooh. And then that same day, we all got together and we wrote Cars. We wrote the entirety of Cars in just an hour.
It was a good hour. Probably the most productive hour of Pixar Disney history. We introduced Owen Wilson to Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy gave me some of the Prilosec money.
Just Larry the Cable Guy walks in and Owen Wilson's like, wow. And Larry the Cable Guy's like, get her done. And then
that was basically it, yeah.
That was the contract signing for Cars. Yeah. Wow. I don't know how to do Owen Wilson.
Wow,
I can't.
Wow.
Obviously, I can't do voices.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, my nose is kind of fucked up, but that makes me kind of beautiful.
I'm going to kind of play an airheaded guy, but I'm also really smart, too.
He's always in really smart movies, but you just kind of don't believe him as the smart guy. It's so weird. Like every Wes Anderson movie, he kind of plays a goof.
Yeah, that's a good point. Lovable idiot, but also he can, you know, he's got range. I watched Marley and Me. I cried. Yeah.
Oh God. I'd never watched that movie, but I know what happens because it's obvious.
It's obvious. I mean, it's
obvious.
You know, it's got a dog in it. The dog is the focus.
Mm-hmm.
We learn about the fragility of these little lives that we take into our homes. And we cherish the time that we have with him, however short it is. Beautiful. It's a beautiful sentiment. He should have been Mario. Yeah. Why wasn't Owen Wilson Mario? Instead, they got Chris Pratt.
Wow. What is this, like a Mushroom Kingdom or something?
Yeah, let's go.
What? Dude, I'm on board. I swear. Can we once the Mario movie is out completely, and then somebody needs to isolate just the Chris Pratt track, and then just re-record, swap him out with any other actor just reading that shit, or just impressions, and then it would be hilarious. I think that's a very fun trick that Nintendo pulled of being oh, we're gonna make Chris Pratt the most non-Italian kind of guy into the Italian plumber. So
I'll give that. It's there's a fine line, because I love Charles Martinet. I love his work as Mario. I mean, that's his most well-known voice. But he was also Parthenax in Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
He's got range, so he probably could do. I get what they're going for. I think here, this is my spicy hot take, but I think with what we got out of that trailer, the Mario trailer, we didn't get enough Chris Pratt doing the voice. We got 2 lines.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to give him his fair shake. If he is doing the Brooklyn-ish accent thing, I can live with that. That's a good callback to the best Mario movie ever released.
Mm-hmm. Right. The live action one,
and also the cartoon, the live action cartoon, which was the best part of that show. Hey, Paisanos, that same dude. There's a YouTube clip of him, and he's if you do drugs, you'll go to hell, and he's in the Mario costume. It's the funniest fucking thing. He's hey kids, stay away from drugs. Only losers do drugs, and if you do drugs, you're gonna go to hell. And I mean, kid you not, in character, he says this. It's so fucking good. I'll show it to you after the show. It's amazing.
Oh man,
it's amazing.
Woo!
Look that up, people, because it's fucking great. If you know anything about the Mario show or any of the leaps that Nintendo took into mass producing their IP onto children's television, that is one thing that just sticks out to me. It's what the fuck? It's that Sonic Says, where he's you don't let that's no good. Don't let people touch you.
Tries to touch you in some place that you're not comfortable. That's good.
No good. That's a good lesson, Sonic. But it's so weird coming from you. There is some kind of dissonance there with that. It's just weird seeing it come from that. And it was, it was a sign of the times. It was 80s, 90s, whatever. Reagan was pushing his anti-drug war thing.
Yeah, he was big on the using cartoons to influence the youth in some direction, right? That was the whole...
Yeah, and even... it went into video games, too, to some extent. There's this... I believe it was an arcade cabinet game. It was called Narc. And you played as a drug cop, and you would just kill people, kill drug dealers. That was the whole thing, is you were killing drug dealers. And it was weird because it was a kid's game, but... you were literally using real weapons, shooting drug dealers and killing them.
That's crazy. Okay.
But very anti-drug. Awesome. All drug. I mean, everything was on there. Pot, heroin, crack.
Yeah. Little unmarked pills.
Yes.
That are probably just aspirin, actually. But, shouldn't really abuse aspirin either. That's not good for your heart.
It's not good for your liver.
No.
It's really bad on it's really hard on your liver.
But you know what? Fuck my liver, That's what I
Cheers,
always say.
I'll drink to that.
That's right.
But no, I mean anybody but like Chris Pratt. Like, let's just talk about Chris Pratt. For a second.
I mean, I respect the guy. I'll say that. I respect him as an actor. He's out there making bank. The problem is, his movies kind of suck. Like it's not him, but like just the projects he does just not.
He's doing the Marvel schlock. He's doing the Jurassic Park schlock. He's feeding into the nostalgia. He'll probably be in the next Star Wars or the next Star Wars thing. I will not be surprised.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the new Han Solo.
Dude,
like
I am not surprised he wasn't like cast for it in the Solo movie that I never actually saw, but yeah, like he's doing all of it, man. And like he's a good actor, right?
Yeah,
he's a pretty good actor.
Fine.
I like him.
He just kind of does. I mean, just looking at the stuff that he's known for, he kind of does the same thing. He plays the lovable goof.
Yeah,
with a heart of gold.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Zero Dark 30, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was. So that's where he got his.
Yeah,
but he got super rich.
Or maybe that was Jim Halpert. In Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
Maybe it was both of them. I never saw Zero Dark 30.
I know he did a movie like that. It was like a war movie.
Yeah.
So maybe that he doesn't play the same, lovable, goofy dude that he.
Yeah.
Jurassic World. I've only seen the first one of. I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, which is fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Parks and Rec. I loved him in Parks and Rec, but he was like.
Parks and Rec was solid.
He was not well known, or not known at all. Mm-hmm. He actually was so good in that they kicked out the guy in the first season because he was the better,
Yeah.
They got rid of the straight man. They got rid of the fucking like Jim character in that. I think it served the show a lot better.
I think so.
It set it apart from The Office. Like it was like, we're just gonna do the wacky thing. We're not gonna do the drama, whatever.
Yeah, like it's not gonna. It's that borderline between like, oh, this one super magnetic Michael Scott cringe character who brings the comedy because most of the people around him are somewhat normal in comparison. So it's like, oh, look how goofy this guy is. But then Parks and Rec went the opposite way. At least not in the first season. They were trying to copy it, I think. But the second season on, they figured out like, oh, we don't. If all of the characters are goofy, you can still like write a story around that. It's just not as like, I don't know, or it's like if you overload on cringe, it kind of wipes it away a little bit, diminishes it.
Yeah.
To where it's not as cringy and it's more just goofy. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a
I think Parks
recognized film critic.
It was more goofy overall.
Yeah.
Office was, of course, but it was like supposed to be like, I could almost like, at least in the earlier seasons of The Office, I can kind of seeing an Office being like that. Whereas Parks and Rec, everybody's like the epitome of their archetype, that they are.
Yeah,
every
like,
single
Ron
Snopes.
Swanson is like the Ron Swanson of that's him, the Aziz Ansari character who for some reason I can't remember his name right now.
Tom Haverford.
Yeah, like he was the epitome of that, like, oh, these new age young millennial entrepreneur go-getters who don't really want to put in the hard work, and then the girl boss, Leslie Knope, and the other girl boss, chick, and then the dark girl boss.
The one from The Office. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and and Rashida Jones. I forgot about her, too. Yeah. She was also a girl boss. It was all girl bosses on that show.
It was all girl bosses.
Feminist icon, Parks and Rec. The television show. Honestly, it was. I mean, I liked it.
But back to the matter at hand. Chris Pratt has to answer for his crimes.
Yeah.
We went from Dane Cook to Chris Pratt.
Crimes.
Those 2 lines that he said in the Mario trailer for the Mario movie, they pissed me off so much. I'm gonna go and make an edit, and I'm gonna put Charles Martinet's voice over those lines, and we're gonna realize just why they didn't go with Charles Martinet on that one. I could not listen to that for an hour and a half. I could not. I'm sorry.
Dude, if he has especially if he has a lot of lines, like Mario isn't a big talker in the games, right? It's not like he has these prolonged soliloquies of like, oh, my dearest father was a plumber and mine own brother is a plumber as well. Like, but in Mario voice, so how do you do that Mario voice?
Yahoo! It's me, Mario! You want to listen to that for like an hour and a half or 2 hours maybe? I don't.
Yaha!
Yeah. Yaha! Woohoo! No.
So long, Gay Bowser. Right? That's one of them?
Yeah, so long, Gay Bowser, right. That's exactly what he says.
Fucking based. Red-pilled Mario, dude. Whew. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked for the Mario fucking movie, dude. I was keeping my hopes way, way, way low because I don't trust video game movies. Even if they're okay, they're not great. So I kept my expectations way, way low. And that little teaser, it got me hyped. It hooked me. I was like, oh shit, maybe I underestimated them. Maybe they can put together a fucking fantastic Mario movie. Or this is just like the demo level, and then like the rest of the movie is fucking puppets or something, like really shitty. All their animation budget went into this one teaser, and then after that it's just puppets.
I was really because I watched the direct live. I was really hoping that they would have played the trailer for the 1990s Mario movie instead, or like started with it and then like cut it and be like, oh wait, hang on, not that one.
God, I want to go back and watch that movie.
It's great
with a competent mind. Man,
just as a fun like. It was that what we were kind of talking about this earlier off chat, but it was like how directors will want to take something and it's like, well, we don't want to make the same exact thing. We want to make it our own. Like with the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, we'll take the lore and stuff, but we're going to kind of make it our own thing. And then it comes out like not good. Monster Hunter movie.
I still haven't watched it because I know. Like, I've just heard it was not good.
I mean,
it didn't even make sense for people who...
It's the fucking same director from the Resident Evil movies. So it has Mila Jovovich as the starring actress because it's the dude's wife.
Exactly, yeah. And oh my God, dude. I've just heard I've heard it just doesn't even make sense, like... For people who don't know anything about Monster Hunter, they're like, why are they doing this? What was the point of this whole section? The whole first, 20 minutes is just, some military scene. It's fucking ridiculous. But I guess to see your favorite Resident Evil babe run away from a Diablos on screen, and it sort of fit in the same world and not be a shitty green screen, I guess, but I don't want my heart to be broken any more than my heart breaks on a regular basis. So that's just asking. It's just asking for heartbreak to watch that movie.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't watched it either. I don't think I'm ever going to. I know what it's gonna be. It's just gonna be Mila Jovovich fucking doing action sequences, and they're gonna look really cool and stuff, but. I don't know. I just don't, Yeah. I know it. Ever since I heard that it was gonna have the real, our world and their world, and somehow
Yep.
they mesh together. It's like they it's like they didn't want to do an original story in the Monster Hunter world itself, which would be great.
It'd be fantastic.
And instead they had to go ahead and do a just another generic fucking meeting of the worlds. Dude, this is what would happen if this world merged with our own somehow.
Yes, what it is it's the Western equivalent to like an isekai anime is what it is. Like instead of people being like reincarnated into a different world and they just have to figure it out from an outside perspective. There's we're gonna somehow enter this world, but we're always trying to get back because our world is the best world. Obviously, we have guns there, and then. But it's it's the Western version of that, minus any kind of like reincarnation, because that's too hard to understand for our minds to wrap around. Not in our faith, not in my
this
country.
Judeo-Christian society that we live in.
We don't reincarnate in this house, son.
We either go to heaven or we go to hell. That's it.
Yeah.
No in between. I guess there's limbo if you commit suicide, but that's technically hell. So
it's technically the first level of hell, I think.
So is it really the third? No, I don't think so. I don't think Dante would agree with that.
No,
Dante was also red-pilled pretty hard. He just wrote a fanfic about him and his favorite fucking philosopher going through hell.
Fuck, I've never thought about it like that. That it's the Divine Comedy is straight up fanfic of just like, oh, what if I met Virgil from Rome and we went and hung out and walked around in hell together? Wouldn't that be cool? That's that story. That's nuts. Wow.
Yeah.
There were probably chapters where he Virgil looked at him and he looked at Virgil, and then like his hand twitched a little bit, and then they were coming into the circle of whatever, of lust, and that there was a whole gay sex chapter. And I'm sure that was edited out after
Release
Dante's
the gay
death.
sex cut of Dante's Inferno.
That's where the real Inferno was. It was in his heart.
The fiery passion of a gay orgy.
Fuck that movie, Bros. Just remake that movie, but make it Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
You heard about that? The gay sex comedy?
Yeah.
Or the gay romance or whatever?
I have, yeah, I have.
That's funny.
And nobody went to see it.
Yeah, nobody went to see it. I was upset because they took the word bros and they're appropriating that, I can no longer be like, yeah, me and my bro went and did this.
Because they're going to equate it with being gay.
Bro,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, you're bro. That's slang.
Why don't you just say...
Dude's cocky suck.
Won't you just say you're butt pirate? Yeah. So they took that word. They took that word from us. Damn. So... But it, is a retribution. I'm not going to go watch the movie. And pretty soon we won't be able to say boop or the follow. I don't know.
Or the following list that I'm going to read off that have been appropriated or canceled outright.
Yeah, here we go. Number 1. Now we just repeat the George Carlin stuff you can't say on the radio bit. But I think George Carlin would be proud of us as
woke liberals.
Nice, woke liberal Renaissance men who are just speaking the truth on their podcast every week.
Only the truth. No
That's
lies.
Right. No lies.
Truth Island forever changed us.
I think so. I think that was a major turning point I know it was in my heart. So I feel like the show just follows what my heart does, It's really I think I think I've explained, this is just a narcissistic project for me to have a reason to listen to my own voice like once a week. So
it's good for the ego.
How, yeah, good to it's a good ego boost. I like to think that, I mean, I'm not really narcissistic. It's just like, because I have the sad brain and all, so like in my head all the time I'm always talking down to myself. So if I just like pretend to have a super big ego and like pretend to be a narcissist, then like it'll like level out. You know what I mean? Sort of an equilibrium in my dopamine in that regard.
Yeah, you like put on a mask of narcissism. It's fake narcissism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it just makes me feel good. Like if I just run around and like try to cosplay Jesus Christ and be like, you know, I'm fucking Jesus, you guys. Like, I'm really cool. I'm really good. Like, have the confident swagger that I'm sure Jesus had. Like, I'm sure he fucking crip walked around Jerusalem.
Changed water into lean.
I want to be like Jesus, dude. He seems like a cool guy. But you can't, like, express that want out loud, or else people will think you're crazy. You know what I mean? Like, most people who wanted to be Jesus or claimed to be some kind of Jesus guy, where they were like cult people. They were like cult worshippers, or cult leaders, rather.
Yeah. Basically, or that they spoke for whoever.
Yeah.
They were an emissary. Or they were the actual, you know, whatever. Some of them did.
Yeah, some of them, like,
the reincarnation of a deity of some kind. Or they were leading the way to the aliens that would take them to space and or whatever.
Yeah. They had the fucking, I mean, delusional and probably the wrong execution. But that confidence, that fucking just, you know, you wake up every morning and think that you're literally Jesus Christ. Like, how good would you feel about yourself in your life? You probably don't have the sad brain. You're probably fucking balling out of control. That's what I want. That's what I want in my life. So
me too. Not so much drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Or Flavor Aid, I believe, is what Waco.
Flavor Aid.
It was like Dollar Tree Gatorade or something.
Like Always Save Kool-Aid.
Pretty much, yeah. It was all brand. That part doesn't seem so fun, but you know, that's what you get for killing feds. You can't kill feds, man.
No, dude. That off with that arsenic flavored Kool-Aid. I'd rather have people follow me in like a cult way, but then drink from like the birthday cake flavored Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
I'd have Coke.
Hey,
I'd have Coca-Cola. And I would make sure that I would have it all set up like I would make sure that that because I would know how the photographers are gonna, you know, they're gonna get their picture of the thing to be put in the National Geographic. I would make sure all the Coke labels are facing, you know, at the best angle. Like, I would find where the best angle is for the picture of mountains of corpses.
Yeah.
I want this sponsored by Coca-Cola. Have a big old billboard with Coke, drink Coke, and have the Santa and the polar bear. Coca-Cola.
You have this circle of bodies that, like, just drank from the communal Coke, but they're all, like, instead of, I don't know, whatever weird bathrobes and shower caps, they're, like, full on, they're, like, the NASCAR racing suits with all the advertisement shit, but it's Coke.
It'd be like a tracksuit or something, but it has a bunch of Coke plastered on it. It's just
all fucking Coke everywhere. The setting of the room too, it wouldn't be like just some fucking stupid apartment or trailer. It would be like a fully decked out, like a nice finished basement with like a bar and the bar stools and stuff. But they're all Coke bar stools.
We'd have like a Coke freestyle machine.
You'd have Coke,
and it'd only have one flavor, and it's Coke with arsenic in it.
Oh my god!
Like you hit the Coke, and then the only flavor option is just arsenic. That's it.
Yeah, the only flavor additive.
But yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, God, flavor aid? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, right? Like, if you're gonna fucking poison yourself, even if you believe in your heart of hearts that you're transferring into a new dimension once you step into the gates of death, like, yeah, wouldn't you want to go out with, like, good-ass Kool-Aid and not, like, shitty fucking colored water? Come on,
Isn't soda just shitty flavored colored water?
Yeah, but there's sugar.
That's
so
true.
It's not as shitty flavoring. I guess, like, I mean, I don't know. Would you add extra sugar to, like, the arsenic flavored Coke?
No, I want them to taste the arsenic. That's the whole thing. It's a mind game. You need to know they need to know they're gonna that this isn't just regular flavored Coke. Maybe I'd have a Coke Zero option for those that are trying to watch their
Maybe a 0 calorie option for your arsenic Coke. Arsenic Coke Zero.
And that would probably be the one everybody drinks, because it already tastes like there's a healthy dose of arsenic in Coke Zero.
This segment's been brought to you by Coca-Cola Incorporated.
Or Monster. Sponsor. I mean, that's another Coke product.
Oh shit, Monster's a Coke product?
Monster is a Coke product, yes.
Well, that makes a lot of sense then, because I just can't drink regular Monster, but their advertising game is on point, dude. Every fucking white trash piece of shit backwoods Midwest motocross boy has a fucking Monster cap, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah, I've got the Monster logo tattooed on my back, but it's like one of those ones where the Eagles' claws ripping it. You can just see the Dixie flag. These colors don't run, baby. But I did have to stop drinking the regular flavored Monster and switch to Zero.
Yeah,
my doctor said
diabetes.
My heart would stop if I kept drinking 5 green Monsters a day.
Well, it says it right here on the can. You're not supposed to drink more than 2 a day. You think I could fucking read, doctor? Why do you think I'm drinking this? Because it's flashy and fun and edgy.
It's cool.
And that's what I want.
It's the iPhone of energy drinks. No. Red Bull is the iPhone of energy drinks. Monster's the Android.
Yeah, yep. That's an apt comparison. Wow.
It's basically the same shit, but in a smaller can and costs more.
Dude, exactly. And you could be like, yeah, I fucking drink Red Bull, friend. What are you drinking,
I'm
Monster?
a businessman and or college student.
I'm just trying to get some wings, bro.
God, they haven't
don't
used
call
that
me
marketing
bro,
campaign in a long time.
They don't?
I don't.
Really?
I
thought it's.
I don't know. I don't have cable, so I don't see ads, and I refuse to watch ads. So I don't know. Maybe they do.
I've seen it on, because I have the cheap poor man Hulu that I have to watch ads when I watch shit, and I think they're still doing the Gives You Wings cartoons. They're not like the old ones, but they're similar. Maybe. It's been a minute. I don't know.
Yeah. Imagine being in the cult that drinks Pepsi.
Right? I mean, it's not like I'm drinking a Diet Pepsi right now.
It's not like I'd want to be in a cult that kills off all their followers with Pepsi.
With Pepsi?
Like, come on.
I mean, I would with Mountain Dew, but everybody who drinks Mountain Dew is already killing themselves. It's just a very, very slow-acting arsenic.
But they make fun flavors.
Yeah, they do, and I am guilty I am guilty of being a Mountain Dew guy. I fucking love them. I love them. And that they're doing like zero sugar stuff now, which is fine. You know, does it make me a bit of a soy boy to stick to diet or zero sugar sodas? Yeah, a little bit, but you know, I'm also just 5'2" and 125 pounds, so you know, fuck me, right? It doesn't matter anyway.
I mean, none of it matters anyway, really.
Yeah.
Grand scheme of things.
Yeah, exactly. None of it really matters, and that's what Da Vinci knew back in the day when he was painting the Mona Lisa while simultaneously cutting people up and drawing them while also making aerial
flying machine
machinations. Yeah.
And talking to aliens and shit. Because he did that too.
Yeah. Wearing that big floppy Italian hat that I don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
But it's...
And he has like one of those like big collar things, the big floofy collar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The big floofy Shakespeare collar. Yeah. Yep. That was just what men wore back then. That hat, it's like the great papillon of the beret, the French beret.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a lot bigger
Even
because
though,
it had to hold a bigger brain.
Yeah, it did. Because Renaissance men are actually smart, and they're not in any way subject to the whims of society and attention drawing things, and you know, stuck in a vicious dopamine cycle where they keep trying to find new things and getting super into them and then abandoning them to find new things. There's no that's definitely not what's going on. They're just chasing all these other things to be excellent and cool. And that's just my take on it.
I like being a Renaissance man because I can drink at 9 o'clock in the morning and say that it's the creative process.
Yes, yeah. I too like to drink 2 full bottles of wine sometimes and proclaim that I'm an artist in some fashion.
Wake up, have a cup of coffee, drink a bottle of wine, do maybe an hour and a half of work, and then I go to the favela or whatever, and
the pavilion or what is the forum? The forum.
Oh yes, I would go hang out at the forum, and I would drink another bottle of wine, and I would stay there until about 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Then I would go whore for a couple hours. Then I'd come home, pass out, and I'd
go whore as a verb. I love that. Yeah. All right. Drinking another bottle of wine while you're whoring.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Obviously.
Yep. And then as you go home late at night and soak your overnight tampon in wine, shove up your ass just to get to some sleep, because you can't. You can't sleep.
Back then, tampons it was just a way of like it was cloth, you know. You soaked.
Yeah, it was just like a cheesecloth or something.
If it works for them, it'll work for me. And then you shove that in your ass, you pass out, and you do the same thing again the next day.
That's right. That's what being a Renaissance man is all about.
Working only a minimum of an hour and a half. That's the key part. You can't create if you work too much. An hour and a half a day is good. You're not some fucking dirt farmer.
No. Exactly.
You get paid to do that.
You're an artist.
Fucking aristocracy pays you to basically be a celebrity. And sometimes you come up with some really smart shit, and
yeah.
You know, you get.
Are you saying that like Leonardo da Vinci was like the Kim Kardashian of his time?
I'm saying that if he could have put out a video with Ray J, he would have done it in a second.
Like they've got, like Michelangelo is painting the Sistine Chapel standing up, and they're like, Michelangelo, did you hear about this guy released a sex tape with Ray J? And he's like, see.
Molto bene.
Molto, molto bene.
I know Italian. I'm cultured.
Yeah, like Mamma Mia. It's full circle.
Woohoo!
This whole Yeah. So we're just trying to embody that spirit with the show, I think. Just being a fucking straight up degenerate, basically. And living that life. I wish I could drink that much wine, honestly, dude. The last couple episodes, if you've listened back to them, listeners know, I was fucking drunk as a skunk off of wine.
You were wine
dude.
Drunk, my friend.
I was it was belligerent. Like, I am embarrassed at how I behaved myself on those episodes. And I mean, even like after we recorded them and I got everything for whichever first one we put up, and then like I had everything done except for like the title, and I was like, all right, time to go walk around a little bit and think of a title. But then like I had 2 bottles of wine that night, and they hit, and I was like, oh, and I puked all over my bathroom, absolutely destroyed it. This hasn't happened before, but I like puked, and I was so fucking messed up that like I passed out leaning over the toilet, and like my hair was soaking in the fucking puke toilet, like for I don't know, hours probably before I woke up. It was disgusting, dude. It was horrible. I somehow, like, when I woke up, I was like, oh my god, and I, like, rinsed out my head in the tub without killing myself somehow, and, yeah, I was like, okay, from now on, I stick to 1 bottle of wine a night, max. I can't go over.
You know, it's alright. It's fun. I'm sure Da Vinci did that a couple times. You know, I'm sure he got so drunk that he threw up in his bathroom and passed out with his head in the toilet. It's what being a Renaissance man is all about.
That's part and parcel with the Renaissance lifestyle.
My best work was done while I was cursing God and myself in the bathroom after a night of drinking. That is where my inspiration comes from. Is that fury, and also that timidness, that weakness you feel you know in the past, if you were hungover as fuck like that and throwing up, well, that's a good time for someone to come and bash you on the back of your head with a club.
Opportune time.
So being that vulnerable, but also that enraged, it, sparks passion in one's soul. And that's what being a Renaissance man is. It's getting so fucking drunk that you can't stand yourself or any of the actions you did, but you also blame an outside entity for it as well. It can't be all your fault, right?
It's just about being a fucking terrible person and then shifting blame, baby. That's what it's about. That's the healthy Renaissance lifestyle.
Non-narcissistic. Absolutely not a narcissistic or toxic tendency.
Yeah, if anyone calls you mentally ill for being a Renaissance man, they're in the wrong.
If anybody calls you mentally ill, just punch them in the face. What are they going to do? You're mentally ill. If they attack you, it's a hate crime.
Exactly. You don't even have to punch them in the face. You can just, like, take one karate class and then tell them, like, hey, I'm a trained martial artist, friend. You don't want to tangle with me. I'm a Renaissance man, okay?
Because you took that one karate class and you were bad at it, so you gave up on it immediately. Right.
Yeah, you go into the one karate class and they're doing, like, just, like, left-right punches, and you're just doing those practice drills. Because the sensei's not going to, like, take on some fucking chump who's not serious about karate.
But you like get up in his face and like start pushing him and stuff.
You pick a fight with him and then like run away and be like, I've written 2 books.
And then you get your ass beat. You get your ass handed to you in a way you have not since maybe childhood.
Yeah.
And then you go home and you drink a couple drink a couple bottles of wine and throw up in the toilet and pass out there.
Yep.
And the next day you write a masterpiece.
You write a masterpiece.
But it's only, like an outline, a couple paragraphs.
I mean, it's only outline October. You don't have to write a whole novel this month. That's next month, ladies and gentlemen. Be on the lookout. I might try to participate this year.
The movie Cars may have been written in an hour, but Rome was not built in one.
No. Rome wasn't even built in a day, let alone an hour. What are you trying to demand out of these poor slaves building Rome? They can only do so much. They can't even read, How do you expect them to build a city?
I'm not going to teach them how to read. That's not my problem. That sounds like a them problem.
It sounds like, maybe you shouldn't have been a slave for your chosen profession. Maybe.
Fun fact, because we always have to have Roman fun facts. Yeah. I don't know how true this is, but apparently it, became, super popular for people to free their slaves, that it became an issue for the Roman government because... Oh,
that people were freeing so many slaves.
And they were becoming citizens, because once they were freed, they became Roman citizens. So, it was, a popular thing to do, to make a big whole, deal about it, a big stink. I'm going to free all my slaves because, it's the height of Rome's wealth and prosperity. It's they don't need slaves. So they freed a bunch of them, and it made more problems because now they were tax-paying citizens.
Oh my god, their lives probably sucked. Probably worse.
It was probably worse for them overall, yeah. I mean, god damn it, not condoning slavery in any way. It was good. No. It was a net win. But you gotta think, it's yeah.
That's
in that time period when it was very
when it was already super hard to live.
Yeah.
And then, being a slave on top of it sucks, but it's at least you have provided shelter and something to do during the day, and that's just looking at the positives. There's probably a lot. There's definitely a lot more negatives.
Not be slavery apologists.
I'm not trying to be pro-slavery. I'm just trying to say in that brutal time, at least they had a house, I guess, is the one positive. I'm not saying it totally balances out all the bad, negative, they were human beings, they don't deserve to be slaves. But that one sense of comfort in that time, I feel was kind of cool. But then, you take that away and it's okay, well, you're not my slave anymore, so you can't live in my lavish slave mansion.
Get a job. By the way, I'm not hiring.
Yeah, get a job. Also, the market is crashing. Also, the housing market is going to crash because all this demand goes up, and then, how are you going to get an oil change on your house?
Fucking thin by expanding so much in a short amount of time. We got to get this aqueduct built in this fucking backwater, no-name place.
Yeah.
It's the goddamn... Then, it was they were, trying to bring civilization to these, what the equivalent of a small town USA would be. It'd be putting up a water filtration plant in a town of only 200 people.
Mm-hmm. Sort of a Ottawa, Kansas town, I think is a very tiny, very small town.
Yes, it is.
One of my grandmas lived there at one point. That's why I know the name. Name drop. Shout out to Ottawa, Kansas.
Shout out to Ottawa, Kansas. Good job for being the wheat state.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, if you could only be a weed state,
Heyo.
We're gonna make the bread box the fucking bud box of America, baby.
Dude, I mean, honestly, it would be a great place for it. There's a lot of land that's not really being utilized in Kansas. Let's get on it, bro. Come on.
Just do it.
Just do it. Ronald Reagan be damned.
Yeah, he's dead. No one cares.
Yeah, we can do drugs now. It's okay. It's okay, Kansas. Nobody told you. You can do drugs now. Like it's cool. Like it's cool now. And not like cool in a like an exclusionary cool. Cool in a everything is just alright way. If that makes sense. Wink wink. You know what I'm saying?
Do meth. Do crack. Do heroin. Do whatever you want. Do it all. Life's too short.
Free fucking country.
And yeah, I said life's too short not to fucking do all the drugs.
Life's too short. Smoke crack.
This is Biden's America. This is what the liberals want. We're going to give them their welfare. They're going to get their welfare check. And you know what they're going to get? They're going to get a spoon and a fucking thing to tie your arm off so you can fucking shoot up heroin and dope. We're going to...
Woo! Yeah, baby. That's the future.
But you'll have to get, like health insurance for your weed.
Dude, yeah. 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 Dude, fucking insurance is crazy, dude. I've been hearing some wild stuff about the pharmaceutical industry, the insurance industry, just all of them is full-on rackets. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, the medical industry for, like, most of the early 2010s was just a pill racket.
Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude.
Doctors were just, whatever, you got a sore back? All right, here's fucking 30 hydrocodone a month for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life. Yeah. But they don't tell you that you stop feeling them after a while, and then you have to take more.
No, you don't take more. You just sell them because you don't need that many. The pain's gone.
That too. If you're strong, if you're
if it's not chronic pain,
healthy boy.
If it's like, you broke your arm, and then you're like, well, it's healed, but it doesn't, it still hurts sometimes, doc. And they're like, all right, well, let me give you another month of these oxys. Mm-hmm. They don't do anything for you, but now you got 30 oxys that sell for $10 a pop on the street, and fuck, that's $300 that pays for the prescription, and then especially because you're probably getting it on insurance.
Yeah, so the insurance is getting or giving money to the hospitals that turn around and give it back to the insurance companies based on their, backhanded deals and totally legal bribes that
doctors were getting
representatives
kickbacks if they prescribed a certain amount from these pharmaceutical companies. Like whatever you prescribe, 30 patients this month with oxycodone, I mean, we'll pay you. And they'll also, they'll do other stuff. Like my mom has worked in the medical industry, and she worked at like a big hospital, and it would be like every day pharmaceutical reps would come in and buy like dinner, lunch for the hospital staff. It was mainly for the doctors. The hospital staff gets a little taste of that, that sweet pie.
That overflow of, you got the gold jewel-encrusted goblet and you pour too much wine into that, well, it's gonna trickle down onto the fine mahogany table that'll roll down onto the floor where your purebred dog of some variety comes up and laps up that wine.
And then they piss it into the mouth of the commoner. You just described Reaganomics.
Yep. There we go. Yep. Back to the beginning. Reagan approved #1 anti-drug podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I
like to think he shake the hand of that guy that played Mario after he made that
Chris Pratt?
No.
Oh, no.
That'd be great if Chris Pratt fucking did that. Oh, that would be all. He dresses up Mario. It's like, if you do drugs, you'll go at the total. I'm getting excited.
Do drugs, you'll go to hell.
I'm getting excited because, Chris Pratt is like, he's been shit on because he's super religious. He's like super Christian.
Yeah.
So that would be like in character for him as a person to do that.
I mean, it would like, it lines up with his actual sort of morals. Yeah. Yeah.
To tell kids, as a very prolific, iconic video game character, that if you do drugs, you will go to hell. You will. Your mom, your dad, your grandma, if any of them do drugs, straight to hell. If they have ever done drugs once in their life, they don't go. They don't get in those pearly gates. They go straight to the fucking ninth circle of hell, and they get to stare at Satan's big old dick. In that
that's
frozen
right, kids.
Goddamn circle.
That's right, kids. If you're overworked, stressed out mother of 6 children, she has had a really rough day and just wants to take half a Xanax and chill out, you know where she's going.
Straight
Lake of Fire, motherfucker.
Hell. Like Christian hell.
That's correct. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't, curse while we're doing the super religious, you're gonna go to hell PSA.
Yeah, you're right. If we're gonna, start a cult or a super religion... They don't curse. I mean, they biblical curse. Damned and hell, the fiery gates of hell is where you're gonna go if you do drugs. Ever.
That's right. If we're gonna be Jesus Christ incarnate, I don't know if Jesus cussed. You
don't think when he was throwing those tables over in that temple, he was like, "Fuck you, fuck your fucking goddamn loans, you goddamn." Because he did. He went. They were selling product in I can't remember if they were giving out loans or something, but it was in the house of God. And you don't do that. Jesus is gonna come in. He's gonna do the stone cold stunner on your ass if you fucking those goddamn church t-shirts you bought in youth group, $15 pop. Jesus would not have that. He would not.
They're all set just encircled around a table in their church, and then all of a sudden just all the lights go out and there's the fog machine and it starts playing some intro music. Jesus walks in and he's got the nice robe or whatever, but he rips it off and he's fucking jacked.
Of course he's jacked.
And he runs up, he climbs up a pew and then I don't know, does some parkour shit, but then does a flying elbow into the
drop down from hell on a cell into an announcer's table. I like to think his intro would be more it has the fog machines, it's playing some generic butt rock, whatever's big and popular at the time, and
some Alter Bridge.
Yeah. The fog kind of clears and he's up on the crucifix, but then he breaks the fucking just fucking breaks the cross, yanks out his feet and drops down just like a JoJo pose. And which is canon, by the way. Jesus is canon in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure universe.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Damn. More reason for me to go watch JoJo. Fuck.
But yeah, that would be how he'd break the crucifix, he'd come down, and then he'd still have the the nails, and he'd use it as a brass knuckle. He'd use the cross itself.
He takes the nail that he was nailed through the palm with, and has Wolverine spikes, he's holding it in his hand backwards.
Oh man, it'd be better if he was Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is Jesus.
Hugh Jackman as Jesus in Wolverine
Passion of the
Jesus.
Christ? Oh. Wolverine Jesus. Like he just gets
Passion
it. It
of the
has
Christ
that
2.
scene where he's getting whipped, but every time he whips him, it heals like immediately. Gonna have to do better than that, bub.
He has the Jesus beard, and he's in that. I don't know. I guess there's a scene where he's like looking at himself, and he's like, "Jesus, what are you fucking doing, man? I'm the best at what I do." And then he looks up, and like he has the Jesus beard, but then he just shaves his chin, so he has the Wolverine mutton chops, and
Ryan Reynolds is Judas.
Ooh. Is that what Deadpool 3 is gonna be?
Yeah.
It's just Deadpool 3, a.k.a. Passion of the Christ 2, Wolverine
But
Jesus.
it's just Hugh Jackman is... whatever, Ellie Diesel. And it's just shot for shot Passion of the Christ, but with him as...
Gonna have to do better than that, bub.
In character, yeah, the whole way. We gotta get Patrick Stewart in there somehow.
Yeah, he's gotta be somehow
He's
Professor
Pontius
X.
Pilate.
Oh, there we go.
He stabs him with the spear.
Yeah.
And he says...
But he does it with, like, his mind.
Yeah, he does. Gonna have to do better than that, bub. Such a good line. And we gotta pay him by the line. So it's just the same one twice.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, wow. Hit the nail on the head. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
We're way over time. So
That's no good. It's your body.